welcome back to another episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, and continuing summaries of the Xbox, also known as the controller got stuck again. As you can see, the controller continues away. We'll hopefully clean up soon as quickly as possible. In the last episode, we saw Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Durant down to the wire as the Thunder beat the Knicks, and another buzzer beater. Final score 113-32 as Carmelo Anthony's got scored with 32 points, and Manchopper got 18. Raymond Felton got 17-11, and J.R. Smith scores 12 points, and the how about the Thunder? Their score with Kevin Durant 29, Russell Westbrook, Stephen Lusha. So Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook share tied with 29 points, and Cabo Cephalosha got 25. And now, coming up next, we're off to San Antonio as the in-game music is ready to go. And we got another matchup featuring the two of the Texas Showdown. It features the Red Hot Dwight Howard and James Harden of the Houston Rockets take on the defending Western Conference champion led by Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs. For this game, the Christmas are going to use the Rockets red jersey and the Spurs are going to use the gray. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. Hopefully the Spurs try to go for stop the winning streak against the Rockets. And now, we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here in San Antonio. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video now. We're sending over the AT&T Center to Kevin Harlan in San Antonio. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA. Merry Christmas. It's time for a little holiday basketball action. It's going to be the Houston Rockets up against the San Antonio Spurs. I'll be here in the studio for the halftime show.
We're at the sold-out arena in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. And as we take a long look, here at Kawhi Leonard, guys, what's your thought on him?
A very encouraging start to Leonard's career, Kevin. He's a tough defender, an excellent rebounder, and his offensive game.
So as you can see, the Spurs fans using with the black and white right here, like a playoff style. The Spurs are using color crowd mod for fans. Continues as you can see, with very nice Spurs and black and white, same like a Brooklyn Nets style. So every time I'm gonna use some color difference, some color crowds right here in the capacity crown, like a playoff style. That will be an interesting showdown. That should be good. And now we're back and head back to Kevin Harlan here at the AT&T Center.
Expanded pretty quickly his rookie season as well.
I expect his offense to continue growing too. His huge hands help him in that regard, Steve. Great nose for the ball, high rate of steals, an expert at stripping it away.
Tell you what, you got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
And so it's Houston with it. Manu Ginobili getting his three to go. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line. Tim Duncan picks one up.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
That was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done.
And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, then when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
And the basket is good. to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Rockets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
And, guys, they've taken a huge step forward at the free throw line this season.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. Merry Christmas.
For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against Dallas.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
Taking a look at the Rockets. On either wing, Harden and Parsons. It's Ashik paired up in the front court with Allen. And it's Beverly in at the point.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season, but one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Back to Parsons. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good. Parsons got 5 points so far.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact his rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down on the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense and is very consistent. Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, you know, is pretty good, but still only 5th best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
4 mates on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%. Can't do better than that.
And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
Kevin, their perimeter shooting game is what he thinks will make the difference in this one. He didn't want to take anything away from the defenders they're up against, but he did say he'd be surprised if his team doesn't shoot a high percentage from outside. We'll see, guys.
Doris, thank you. Looked like hard to create spacing without the three.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age. One of the holy grails, if you will, for statistical achievement is to put a quadruple double on the books. Duncan came close in the 2003 finals, but he also came fairly close to it last year as well. 31, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks.
Houston leading by 6. Ginobili with the steal. And Ginobili with a clear path to the rack.
You know, as soon as that steal was made, that was going to be a bucket the whole way.
And that's exactly how a turnover cost you.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, fires the three. And again, it's the Rockets from deep. You know, Steve, you talk about big games for Duncan last season. Don't forget the game against Utah with 21 rebounds, 22 points, 6 blocks. He was incredible.
Yeah, he's the first player 35 or older to post a 20-20 in 5 games since 2001 when, ironically enough, his old teammate David Robinson reached that mark. So something's going on down there in San Antonio.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Smith checked in for Howard. Terrence Jones comes in for Omer Asher. And it's Caspian for Chandler Parsons. Caspi for three. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
And the basket by Ginobili.
Good job creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Garcia goes in. Rejected by Ginobili. And he recovers it. Brooks, the pass to Caspi. Back to Brooks. Kicks to Caspi. Second shot opportunity. And it's good on the layup. Caspi's got 5.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
There's a screen. And there's the feed to Caspi. From past the arc. Shot's good. 8 points for him.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
It's Ginobili outside.
They end the quarter on a high note. What a big shot.
I'll say that'll put a little bounce in their step coming back out of this break.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Rockets lead by 3. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. The Milwaukee Bucks take on Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. More NBA next Tuesday.
And we're ready to get rolling once again. Christmas Day matchup. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, Steve Clark, what are your thoughts?
Big boost from their bench there, guys, in that first quarter. They did a nice job coming in and really giving this team a lift.
Yeah, it's a nice attribute to have. Firepower coming off the pine early. That's good stuff.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. The duo at the forward, Steven Jackson and Tim Duncan. And it's Bonner in at the 5, down low.
Well, you know, the Rockets really have embraced an up-tempo style. Last season, second in the league in fast break points and second in overall points per game, too.
Duncan, defended by Parsons. A jump hook, and that one's good. And it's 8 points for Tim Duncan. Houston leading by 3. Here's Canaan. Harden outside. Now the pass to Canaan. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Houston. And the stat-minded front office in Houston loves 3-pointers and layups. They've let slip that they love a top guard. Steve, one who's going to get to the paint and collapse the defense.
Well, they've got a couple of good ones in Jeremy Lin and James Harden. It makes sense when you think about the offensive efficiency. You've got layups and threes and free throws. Mathematically speaking, those are all high percentage plays. So the Rockets really, I thought, played their style well last year and played to their front office's desires. It's one of the reasons they're putting together something special.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. From deep, Green. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Bill. What do you have?
Guys, it might surprise you that when James Harden was back in college at Arizona State, he had an influence you might not guess. Former NBA player and coach Doug Collins, who often visited Phoenix. Harden said, quote, "He taught me a lot. He mentored me, told me I had to have a motor. I was nonchalant, just sort of chill. My sophomore year, the reason I came back to college was to learn to build my motor up. He was the reason for that. Guys, always great to have that kind of guidance along the way."
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris.
He's really dedicated himself, and we've seen the results on the court.
Harden's shot is good.
Oh, he's explosive, Kevin. I mean, a lot of time, all it takes is a basket or two to really get his motor running, and suddenly he becomes almost impossible to handle.
And he also is incredibly adept at running the pick and roll. He almost always makes things happen when he instigates that play.
Ginobili dishes to Duncan. Parker outside. Three-pointer, and the shot is good. Parker's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, you talk about Tim Duncan, his great basketball IQ and skill level. Those show up in every facet of his game. And one thing people might not think of are his outlet passes, which are such a key to fast break opportunities. But there's not anything on the basketball court that Duncan doesn't do well.
Spurs have gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Got that one. 12 points from Ginobili.
The three-pointer has been his best weapon here today, no question.
The D has been all mixed up, confused, bamboozled, allowing him way too much space.
And going back, Clark to Duncan, the value of that great outlet passing game of his, he was kind of like a quarterback Steve in football, reading the coverage and getting the ball to the right guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. Duncan's so smart as a passer, and particularly playing with Tony Parker. When you can get that outlet to Parker near midcourt, now it's on offensively.
He's against Smith, unloads, and it's San Antonio with another.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Brooks outside. Brooks gets the screen from Smith. And again, it's Brooks with 3. Brooks has got 6 points.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Raptors.
And you just had to admire the versatility they showed offensively that day.
Yeah, their scoring came from all over the place. If one approach didn't work for them, they found another that did.
Houston in the lead. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
The dish to Williams. And the rejection by Mills. That's a 2 from Bellinelli. Drains the jumper to finish the break. Bellinelli's got his first 2 points of the night. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
And we're through 2 here and a good one. It's San Antonio leading by just 1. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas morning. Here's one present from me to you, all wrapped up in a halftime report. The Spurs are making every effort to win. They're actually looking to push their current winning streak to 5. We've seen Tim Duncan producing at will against the defense of the Rockets. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. And not to be outdone, the Rockets also giving it their all. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. James Harden absolutely lights out. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? Let's start off with a look at what's on tap for later on tonight. It'll be the Warriors out at Oracle Arena against the Clippers. 2 division rivals meeting up there. A 7:30 Eastern tip time. Now we'll look at the games that have gone final. It was the Thunder with a win against the Knicks in New York. That makes 3 in a row for them. The bulk of the scoring came from Russell Westbrook. And another one of the games that went final, the Lakers over at Staples Center, losing to the Heat. Came close, but just didn't have enough to pull it out. Their top scorer was Kobe Bryant. Now let's get back over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of our crew as the second half gets underway.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. Visitors travel on foot and by boat along the gorgeous Riverwalk here in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome back, everyone. An exceptional performance from Tim Duncan.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. So far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kevin McHale. It's Ashik paired up in the front court with Allen. On either wing, Harden and Parsons. And it's Beverly in at the 1. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, fellas, Greg Popovich, known for his sarcastic, sometimes contemptuous answers to some of the questions from us media members. He said it seems to entertain everyone but his wife. She tells him to cut it out, be a grown man, and show some maturity. But he said, I can't. I simply can't do it. Guys?
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris.
No, I don't think there's any question as Duncan is age. He can certainly not be considered one of the top 3 players in the league anymore, but he's still a star. You look at the Spurs and the offensive numbers they put up. It's amazing what they accomplished without a huge scoring star to lean on.
They've been good on all 3 of their shots since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Pass to Duncan. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Ginobili kicks to Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ginobili. Ginobili's got 6 assists in the game. And Clark, you talked about Duncan, the Spurs offense. He helped along with Parker to carry it, and it's a big reason why Steve, they put up so many points and were so efficient in their offense.
Well, yeah, the Spurs ended up in the top 5 in scoring, and they were right there with the Thunder, second best field goal percentage in the league. The Spurs have been an excellent offensive team now for the last 5-6 years, and you look at the balance, the low post game of Duncan, the shooting, the penetration. I mean, they've got it all.
Howard kicks to Harden. Ginobili with the steal. Parsons against Duncan. Passes it to Leonard. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Defensively, they're really scattered right now, giving up so many open looks from the three-point line.
Yeah, they are splashing them. Their last 3 buckets have all come from behind the arc.
Howard, the pass to Beverly. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Beverly's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, you look at the scoreboard and you realize how much he's already contributed. You really have to wonder how bad it might be if he weren't doing the job he's done so far.
Steven Jackson checked in for the Spurs. Here's Duncan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Duncan's got 17 now.
And a blazing start to the second half. They've hit all 5 shots.
Harden's shot is good.
Well, James Harden, clearly one of the most potent offensive threats in the game. Can do it all. Pass, shoot with range, get to the rim. He led the league in free throw attempts last season with over 10 a game.
And that one's good. 24 points for Tony Parker.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
And Beverly kicks to Howard. Diao on him. A nice shot by Howard. And Clark, you mentioned Harden. Great at drawing fouls. He stays low. He holds the ball low. And when he brings it up, if the defender reaches, he just guides his arms up under theirs to draw the contact. It's a very clever move.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of players over the years do it. Kevin Durant has done it. Tim Duncan before that. Going way back, Sam Perkins used to make that move. It's really a tricky play, and it's tough to guard, but when you perfect it offensively, it's really a weapon. Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
And that one's good.
You got to love to see that kind of range. He's been lighting it up from outside.
Here's Beverly, covered by Parker. Harden draws the double. He dishes it to Beverly. Back to Harden. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. So for the Rockets, Jeff Pendergrass checking in for Dion. Green comes in for Mono Ginobili, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Tony Parker.
Well, I tell you what, that Southwest division can be really tough. Seems like there are always at least two title contenders in the division and 3 to 4 teams that are fighting for a playoff spot. The Rockets felt the toughness as they went just 6-10 against the rest of the Southwest. That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Green, the screen. Pendergrass, an easy layup after coming off the pick. Pendergrass got his first points of the night.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Rockets, Clark, against the Southwest, 6-10, as you said, and those losses were big as far as playoff seeding was concerned. Steve, very hard playing in that division.
Well, it toughens you up in a hurry, that's for sure. I mean, the Rockets still have yet to win the division title since it first came about in 2004. They've been in the hunt, and they've made the playoffs, but they've also been going against some dominant franchises in San Antonio and Dallas.
The Rockets making a switch here. Jones is checked in.
Definitely a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, the wise move would be to find themselves a quick shot right away.
And then Asha with the... Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Corey Joseph. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
San Antonio making a switch here. Diaw's checked in.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
And here's Mills, averaging 6 points per contest. Bellinelli for 3. Gets it to go. Bellinelli's got 5.
This has been a different kind of game here in the second half. I thought both clubs a little slow in the first.
No question, but they're really going at it now. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The 3 from Mills. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Spurs lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers go on the road to battle the Oklahoma City Thunder next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3... we should be in for a treat. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Spurs?
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. Ginobili out there with Mills, and it's Bonner in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the San Antonio Fox.
This has been a terrific contest up to this point, and I would guess it's going to stay this way all the way to the end. Great matchup.
Probably so. Neither team wants to give an inch.
Guys, he's extremely difficult to cover on the low block. He's skilled, he's got a lot of moves he can go to, and he keeps the defense off balance.
And something else he does that might not wind up in the stat sheet, but is still a big part of his game, his leadership defensively. Collectively, they're a much better team when he's on the floor. He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
And Garcia kicks to Brooks. Brooks gets the screen from Ashik. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Tell you what, there'll be a lot of focus on that Oklahoma City contest.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Now a timeout called by Houston.
The Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games every season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the third best in the league.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Rockets. Harden comes in for Francisco Garcia. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
Duncan kicks to Parker. And again, it's the Spurs from deep. And with the Spurs, they're just so consistent. Every time they take the court, you always expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had... huge win streaks, but as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
Nice shot by Ginobili. Went right down to the wire here, Clark and Steve. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
After all this is... energy that both teams have expended. You're right, Clark. This would be a tough one to lose.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power and dunk.
Guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
I'd say that fast break went. According to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
Duncan brings the double team. It's stolen by Duncan. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And it's Manu Ginobili with the finish.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk. At the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
There's the bucket. Good. It's tipped. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Leonard on the wing. He feeds it to Duncan. Working on Ashik. And Duncan gets it to go in. Duncan's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, it's been a poor defensive effort. When that ball has gone inside into the post, they've been in trouble.
Yep, points in the paint clearly going against them now.
Brooks dishes to Ash. Duncan brings the double team. And Parsons kicks to Harden. Pass to Ash. Duncan with the block. Parker against Harden. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. You get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Harden right side. Parsons passes to Brooks. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And this is the kind of one-man performance that can win games for a team.
Yeah, he's unflappable, Steve. He doesn't seem rattled at all by the score. He's now 4 for 4 in the quarter.
You've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guy.
Here's Ashik. Jams it with a... And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess. Huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah. He is so smooth, even on a power finish like this.
That's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Houston making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Parker dishes to Leonard. Duncan working on Ashik. And it goes as the official calls the foul. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Houston's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. And Parsons gets it to go.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
And Parker, here we go. Ginobili outside. Diaw, he's guarded by Howard. And Diaw with the basket on the assist by Ginobili.
They got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
It's a good thing he showed up today because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
Here's Duncan. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Duncan's got 31 points.
That puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. 27 seconds left in the game. Here's Kanan, defended by Joseph. Williams, and he swishes it right through. Here's San Antonio, and Joseph gets defended. That is good.
They ran that inbound play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. Here's Jones. Rejected by Bonner. And he's able to get it back. If you can count it, he'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And the Spurs with some changes. That one misses for Jones. Parker fires. It's in.
Setting this place on fire, fellas. This shooting has been off the chart.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Tim Duncan.
One huge in game now as the San Antonio Spurs stop the Houston Rockets to stop the winning skid from the Houston Rockets, and now they continue back on the winning track for San Antonio. Final score 124-115. You see, Tony Parker got 33 points, Tim Duncan got 31 and 10, and Manu Ginobili got 22 and 9, and James Harden got 28. Even Aaron Brooks scored 19. On a huge end game for in San Antonio as the Spurs take care of business over the Houston Rockets 124-115. And coming up next for the main event tomorrow night, we're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland. It features the Pacific California rivalry. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin of the Los Angeles Clippers take on Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin's Spurs defeat the Rockets 124-115, and NBA playoffs continue as the Minnesota Timberwolves to even the series over the Warriors to tie the one game apiece. This is Andre Kenshin. say so for Oracle, say so for AT&T Center San Antonio. We'll see you tomorrow for the last game of the Christmas finale for the Los Angeles Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors. This is Andre Kenshin saying so long once again. We will see you tomorrow for the Clippers and Warriors. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow from Oracle Arena in Oakland for the Clippers and the Warriors. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and thanks for watching.